What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Ravens Rundown. My name is Joey Petersen. So happy you guys are watching today's show. Crazy trade went down last night. And that's going to bring us to our first question from main man, Gage Gilmore. Who are the top free agent targets after the Maxx Crosby trade? That's a great question. That's kind of all everybody's talking about, thinking about, wondering right now. Because how much is your free agency plan going to change after you, A, don't have a first-round pick, and B, also are taking on the salary of a guy like Maxx Crosby, whose salary is fully guaranteed this year? Well, I do think it means you're going to be a little bit less aggressive in free agency because you were just ultra-aggressive in getting Maxx Crosby to Baltimore, and I am still happy that you did that. I have got 5 free agent targets for the Baltimore Ravens after the Max deal. Number 1, Connor McGovern, okay? Was the center for the Bills for the last couple of years. Prior to that, he was with the Dallas Cowboys. I actually really like Connor McGovern. Okay, at this point, I have pretty much come to the acceptance that Tyler Linderbaum is not going to be a Baltimore Raven in 2026. Now, if he is, I'll be pleasantly surprised, especially after the Max deal. But all that to say, you're going to need to get a center, okay? And now you have one less early draft pick to draft a center to be a starter. Connor McGovern can come right in and be a starter immediately in this league, okay? It helps. He was on one of the best offensive lines in football in Buffalo, but he was a part of that as well. Number 2, Calais Campbell, because I still think you need depth at the interior, and this is a guy you're going to be able to get for cheap, okay? I promise you that. And he's still Calais freaking Campbell. Ladies and gentlemen, 17 games played in the last 3 seasons straight. He is still out there making plays, even though he's allowed to register for AARP because he's like 89 years old. Again, what we are looking for now is cheap players who can still make massive impacts. That is Calais Campbell to a T. He's already been in Baltimore before. We know he fits. I would love this move. Nahshon Wright, maybe a little bit more on the expensive side of things, free agent cornerback, but I do still believe that you need a little bit of help in that position. Look, Chidobe Awuzie, if I could just say, re-sign Chidobe, I would say that, but these are other free agents that aren't the Baltimore Ravens free agents. Chidobe's not going to be there anymore. And if he's not, look, that's a big loss. He was a really big part of your season this past year, surprisingly. I think Nahshon Wright in a Jesse Minter coach defense would actually be really great, okay? I think those two would merge together perfectly. I don't think, just given the way that kind of the end of the Bears season went last year in their secondary, I don't think he'd be incredibly expensive. I would really like that signing, as I would Jalen Nailor, okay? Again, reminder, you made the trade for Maxx Crosby last night. These aren't going to be any guys that break the bank. But Jalen Nailor, he's gone back-to-back yards, back-to-back seasons, 400 yards. He caught for 400 yards with J.J. McCarthy throwing him the football in 2025. That's like going for 2,000 yards with Lamar throwing you the football, okay? So I still think that he's, a guy that could be really suitable in an offense. He's young. Don't think he's going to be that expensive. And then this one might be a little more expensive, but it's Alijah Vera-Tucker, formerly with the New York Jets. Would not be surprised to see a Kevin Zeitler reunion either. He could be switched out there at 5. But Vera-Tucker is playing really good football. Played really good football. He just happened to play for not a very good football team. You're going to need help at guard. I think that you probably select an offensive lineman within your first 2 picks. And if you don't make these, maybe that's even a guarantee, but still, man, you are going to need help in the interior of your offensive line. Alijah Vera-Tucker can be that help. Name a free agent you want the Ravens to sign down below in the comment section. I just gave you 5 names. I need you to give me 1, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, let me know your answers down below. And we'll continue on with the mailbag. Next question from Tori. Speaking of the guards, Ravens should start Emory Jones next year. I agree. Obviously, it's all about where his development is, but I actually really thought that they should have started him this last year. They probably made the right call, just given the fact that he was young, didn't want to screw anything up with his development, but I agree, Tori. Zay Bears says, do you think the Max can be as good as Ray Lewis? Different players, different positions. I mean, Ray Lewis is the best linebacker of all time. So do I think Maxx Crosby can be the best edge rusher of all time? I don't think so. But do I think Maxx Crosby has the ability to be a top 3 edge rusher in the NFL? Yes, I do, because he is. Okay? Oh, man, I should have bookmarked this tweet I saw last night. It was like, oh, maybe I was lucky enough to have bookmarked it. Okay, here it is, Warren Sharp. Maxx Crosby, among all defensive linemen since 2019 when he entered the NFL, number 1 in tackles for loss, number 1 in solo tackles, 2 in pressures with the quarterback, 2 in QB hits, 3 in total tackles, 4 in batted passes, 5 in sacks. That is a legitimate player right there. But I think if we're talking about him compared to Ray Lewis, what they are so similar with is the mentalities that they bring. So I do believe that he can be just as much of a leader as Ray. Zay, what do you think we're going to do with the draft now? Explain how you think it will go. Great question, Zay. Okay. So I think a lot of this depends on what they do in free agency, okay? We won't really be able to get the full picture until they do what they do in these next couple of days. I think if you don't sign 2 offensive linemen, you go offensive linemen in the second round, okay? And then I think third round, you either go wide receiver or you go defensive tackle. And then I think in the fourth round, you just do whatever those you didn't do, okay? So if you went wide receiver in the third, you're going to go defensive tackle in the fourth. And if you did defensive tackle in the third, you're going to go wide receiver in the fourth, okay? And then you got 4 fifth-round picks. I'm sure you'll sprinkle a cornerback in there. I'm sure you'll probably sprinkle another offensive lineman in there, probably sprinkle maybe another edge rusher. But I do think for 2, 3, and 4, I think those picks will go offensive line, defense tackle, wide receiver. Real quick, we'll get back to the questions. I do have to give a shout out to our awesome designs that we got right now. When you go to chatsports.com/flockgreen, that'll take you to these t-shirts for our Baltimore drinking team. We got it in green. We got it in black. We also have these brand new hats that have just entered the collection. Classic beers. 4 letters. Best word in the English language. You can get yours today for just $24.99. And if you guys are worried about getting them perfectly in time for St. Patrick's Day, we're giving you guys a little bit of a discount if you go and choose express shipping, $4 off on express shipping, okay? Chatsports.com/flockgreen. It'll take you to the t-shirts, and you can join our Baltimore drinking team. So, 8 did food. Should re-sign D-Hop to a cheap 2-year deal. He can help with the wide receiver corps. Zay Flowers, not that tall and enough. We need help. I do believe, I would not mind at all them re-signing DeAndre Hopkins. Okay, I think that would be awesome. I would absolutely love that. I love DeAndre Hopkins. I thought he was unbelievably underutilized. I do say this. For as much trash as we've talked on this channel about Rashad Bateman over the last, Gage? 4 months probably we've been talking bad about Rashad Bateman. I do believe that he is going to take a big step up under Declan Doyle's offense. Jay Blaze, 4334. Would you be surprised if we packaged multiple picks and Bateman for a late first round this year for a wide receiver? I would be. I just don't think, the talent, listen to this. The talent at the end of the first round is not that different as the talent you will see in the middle of the second round. At least not different enough to trade away Bateman and some late round picks, okay? Now, if this was like an unbelievably stacked draft and there was a massive drop-off from end of the first to middle of the second, or there is a can't-miss player that falls, I don't see them making that big of a deal again, especially they trade away their first-round picks. We know Eric DeCosta loves picks. That's my thoughts. Zaybear plays. Do you like the more risky moves that Minter's doing, or do you like to be on the safer side? Risky, man. I love risk. I love it, man. What's happened to you, to this team, staying on the safer side. Seriously. You haven't been to a Super Bowl in over a decade. Go take a risk. Make this move. That's why I'm happy about it, man. That's why I'm really, really, really happy about it. Mr. Whip Your Mom. You think Daniel Fa'alele will stay for another year or move with John Harbaugh? If Daniel Fa'alele is back in Baltimore this year, I am going to personally have a panic attack, okay? I don't think he will be. I would not be surprised, though. It's a great question, follow-up. Would not be surprised one bit if he follows John Harbaugh and gets signed to the Giants. My girl, Kimberly Harmon, do you think the Ravens bring back Kevin Zeitler or Hollywood Brown as a reunion? Yes to Kevin, no to Hollywood. I don't think Hollywood, there's too many small wide receivers already. Hollywood dropped too many passes. I don't want a wide receiver that drops passes anymore. For Kevin, yes, I do see that being like something that's realistic. Yes, totally. Skylar Colley. Nnamdi was posted on some IG story earlier, him working out at a gym, and I know it's an everyday thing for people, but it's not normal for someone who did that to their neck. Totally agree. In fact, I'm probably going to hit that as a video on Sunday, kind of go a little bit deeper into it about why that's such a big deal for Baltimore, but I could not agree more. Massive. I saw it. He looks awesome. I think he's going to play football. Tello Fellow. If Nnamdi is back and healthy, how do we feel this D-line? Well, definitely the defense as a whole. Dude, D-line, if Nnamdi's back, the D-line is Travis Jones, Nnamdi Madubuike, Maxx Crosby, and then hopefully a Mike Green who has taken a massive step in year 2. That's a damn good defense. Defensive line, I should say. It's much improved, especially if you sign a guy like Calais Campbell, get you a little bit of depth in the interior. Defense as a whole, I just think is going to take a massive step up because of Mentor. Kai Sinat, who's winning the ring, Maxx Crosby or Logan Paul? Maxx Crosby is winning in the ring against Logan Paul. There are no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Zero hesitations, Kai. But that's a great question. All right, Gage, is that it for questions today? That's it. Appreciate you guys for hanging out with us. My name is Joey Petersen. We will be, we've got you covered here at the Ravens Rundown. Free agency starts next Monday, the tampering period. We're going to be live for it, so make sure to come and hang out. But anything that happens, we've got you. I mean, the trade happened last night. We had a video out in 10 minutes, okay? So this is the place to be. Lock us in, subscribe, follow me on socials, and we'll see you next time.